2.
Hello and welcome to ETV Entertainment Television everywhere in the Treasure Valley. I'm your host, Brad Rowan. Well, we've got some great last-minute gift-giving ideas for you coming up a little bit later in the show. But first, we're going to jump right into the Christmas weekend movies. With more details, here's Sean the Movie Guy.
I'm Gulliver. Listen, they want me to vanquish you guys, but I don't want to vanquish anybody, and you don't want to be vanquished. Let's just pretend, okay?
Hey, Christmas is one of the biggest movie days of the year, and this year it's literally bigger with Jack Black and Gulliver's Travels. Based on a classic novel, this is the story of a travel writer who takes an assignment in Bermuda but ends up on the fictional island of Lilliput, where he towers over its tiny citizens. Kid-friendly silliness ensues.
I'm watching you. Well, I have eyes too, so I'll be watching you. Watching me.
More holiday fun in the form of Little Fockers, the third entry into the Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro movie series about an average guy trying to impress his unimpressible father-in-law.
I had the craziest dream last night about a girl who was turned into a swan.
Natalie Portman fans will want to see Black Swan, the story of a prima ballerina whose pursuit of the coveted title role in Swan Lake is making her crazy. Great performances by Portman in what I think is an otherwise uneven film.
Mr. Cogburn?
What do you want, girl?
I'm looking for the man who killed my father. The man's name is Tom Chaney, and I need somebody to go after him.
And finally, Joel and Ethan Coen remake the classic John Wayne Western, True Grit, with Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon. This is the story of a girl who hires a past-his-prime marshal to hunt down the man who killed her father. I'll tell you right now, this one is probably bound for multiple Oscar nominations.
I'll kill this girl! Biggest mistake you ever made.
And that's what's new at the theaters this week. I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy for ETV.
And joining us now, Sean the Movie Guy. So Sean, tell me, what is the best movie we can look forward to this week?
You know, it's going to be kind of interesting because it's going to depend on who you are and who you want to take to see the movie. So if you've got little kids, you're going to go see Gulliver's Travels because it's Jack Black and he's just being kind of silly and it's special effects. It's giant Jack Black and
right.
The guy is already sort of giant in his personality anyway. So you get to see him sort of take on all the little Lilliputian characters. That'll be a lot of fun. So, but if you're grown up, you probably want to go see True Grit. This is the remake of the John Wayne, you know, it's sort of that old Western stuff. Oh, yeah. It's Jeff Bridges playing that. Really, it's the young girl who is the standout here. She's just amazing. I suspect she'll get an Academy Award nomination.
Wow.
It's a story about, you know, her father was killed, and so she hires the marshal, Rooster Cogburn, to go out and catch the man who killed her daddy. Problem is that Marshal Cogburn is now, he's lost his eye, he's kind of a drunkard and stuff. But it's really good. It's the Coen Brothers movie. It's a really good little Western. We don't see Westerns anymore. It's kind of nice to see this. Matt Damon's a lot of fun in this thing. Just a great cast, great direction. That's the one to see. If you want to get a little more artsy-fartsy, you probably will go see The Black Swan, which is getting a wide expansion this week. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of that movie. Basically, Natalie Portman, who I am a big fan of her performance. She plays a prima ballerina. She gets a position where she's going to play both the white swan and the black swan in Swan Lake. Mm-hmm. But she starts to go crazy over it. And so it's sort of a psychological thriller. Certainly if you're a fan of Natalie Portman or if you're a fan of the arts in movies, you'll want to see them. Those are the two to go check out.
And then how about at the Flicks?
Over at the Flicks, they have basically it's The King's Speech, which is we'll go into that more in detail next week when we're talking about top 10s. Hint, hint, it's probably #1 of the year for me. Black Swan, Love You, Philip Morris, Social Hour, The Social Network, and 127 Hours. So good stuff at the Flicks. So, hey, over on new DVD, really quickly, a lot of good stuff for stocking stuffers. Easy A is my favorite. It's a great little comedy. But Salt, Wall Street Money Never Sleeps, Devil, Step Up 3, Family Guy. It's a trap, sort of a Star Wars parody.
It's a trap.
Yes, and Caprica season 1.5. Caprica, the sci-fi series, is no longer with us. So.
Wow, that's some great DVDs.
Good stuff, and a lot of good stuff came out last week. I mean, obviously it's Christmas, so they want to say they're good stuff. And then finally, we want to tell you that really theater, we always cover it, but there's just not a lot of theater. It's pretty much all closed last weekend. Larry Potter is going to keep going over at Prairie Dog Playhouse. That's really the only one. Everything will start up again in January, including my play. But mid-January, you'll want to get back in the theater-going experience. But right now, it is what it is.
And you'll tell us more about your upcoming play
when we get there.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
You too.
Cool, stick around, because coming up next, we've got Tara with all the cool activities heading your way this week, and also Chad with the music, as ETV continues.